April 1865. The Civil War had finally come to an end. After 4 years of unimaginable bloodshed, the United States was beginning to breathe a sigh of relief. Soldiers returned home, families reunited, and the nation celebrated victory. But amid this relief, one tragic night would forever change the course of history. This is the story of Abraham Lincoln's assassination, a moment that shook the nation to its core. Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, had become a symbol of hope and perseverance. Born into humble beginnings, he rose through the ranks of American politics, guided by his unwavering belief in liberty and justice. His leadership during the Civil War preserved the Union and ultimately led to the abolition of slavery. Millions looked to him as a beacon of moral courage and vision. Yet, even as he worked to heal a divided nation, there were those who resented his ideals, who saw him as a threat to their way of life. Among these opponents was John Wilkes Booth, a famous actor and fervent supporter of the Confederacy. Booth was a man of passion and obsession, convinced that Lincoln's death would avenge the South and rekindle the struggle against the Union. In secret, Booth plotted with a group of conspirators to strike at the heart of the nation. Their plan was ambitious and horrifying: to assassinate not only the president, but also the vice president and the Secretary of State. Booth believed that by removing the nation's leaders, he could plunge the United States back into chaos. On the evening of April 14, 1865, Lincoln attended a performance of the popular play Our American Cousin at Ford's Theater in Washington, D.C. The president, accompanied by his wife, Mary Todd Lincoln, settled into his private box, unaware of the danger lurking nearby. The theater was filled with excitement, laughter, and the innocent joys of a nation finally at peace. But behind the curtain, Booth was preparing for an act that would shock the world. At approximately 10:15 p.m., Booth made his move. With a single, deliberate shot, he fired a pistol into the president's head. The theater erupted in screams and confusion. Booth, refusing to be captured immediately, leapt from the box to the stage, breaking his leg in the process, and disappeared into the darkness of the night. Panic and terror spread throughout the theater and across the city as news of the attack began to circulate. Lincoln was quickly carried across the street to the Peterson House. Doctors worked frantically to save him, but the wound was mortal. Despite their best efforts, the president never regained consciousness. In the early hours of April 15, 1865, at 7:22 a.m., Abraham Lincoln passed away. The first assassination of an American president plunged the nation into mourning. Citizens, soldiers, and politicians alike grappled with shock and grief as the country confronted the reality that its beloved leader was gone. The search for John Wilkes Booth became one of the largest manhunts in American history. Booth fled through the streets of Washington and eventually into the countryside of Virginia. For 12 tense days, authorities pursued him relentlessly, tracking every movement. Finally, he was cornered in a tobacco barn, refusing to surrender, and was killed by Union soldiers. The conspirators who had assisted him faced trial and were executed for their roles in the plot. Lincoln's assassination left a profound mark on the United States. The nation had achieved victory in the Civil War, but the promise of Reconstruction now faced new uncertainty. Lincoln's plans for healing and unifying the country were cut tragically short. Yet, his ideals and vision endured, influencing generations to come. From the Emancipation Proclamation to his speeches on liberty and equality, Abraham Lincoln's legacy became a guiding light for a nation striving to live up to its principles. Even today, We remember Lincoln not only for his achievements, but also for the fragile nature of leadership and the heavy cost of progress. His assassination serves as a reminder that freedom and justice are never guaranteed, and that history can turn in an instant through the actions of a single individual. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us at History Vault for more incredible tales from the past. Every story teaches us something about the world we live in and the people who shaped it.